This video and hundreds more like it available on freephotoshopvideotutorials.com. In this video, we're going to learn how to simulate realistic water reflections on most any scenery. So let's have a look here. In this photo here, you got to first decide what it is that you want to flood in with water per se. So we're going to, with the selection tool here, I'm just going to select the photo and decide that I want water to start at the bottom of this staircase here. So we'll have the photo up until this point, and from that point onwards, it'll all be essentially water, and with the scenery being reflected. So we've made that selection. Then we need to go to Image and Crop to remove the part that we didn't need. And now we're just going to duplicate the layer size. And just before we do that, I'm going to bring up our layers palette here, double click on the layer, and just transform that into a regular layer. Okay. So after we've done that, we go to Image and Canvas Size. We set our anchor here at the top so that we're increasing the image from below it, and we're going to set the height here. Going to change the setting here to %. We're going to increase the height by 100%, therefore duplicating the size of our canvas and allowing us to have space for that reflection. So now we're just going to duplicate our layer, and we can do that by pressing Ctrl and J. We have a duplicate of our layer, and then we're going to go into Edit and Transform and Flip Vertical. There we are. And then we're gonna, with our move tool, we're going to move our image, and you can hold down the shift so that it will actually snap to the bottom of that of the top of the layer here, of the original image here. So we have that reflection there. And now what we want to do is just make sure to edit this part here so it actually looks like a water reflection instead of just a mirror reflection. So the way we can do this is we go to Filter, Stylize, and Wind. Now we're going to apply the direction here from the left. Make sure that our method is in Wind, so we're going to go ahead and click OK. So we have Wind from the left. Then we're going to go back in to Stylize and Wind and set the direction to the right. So we have on both, so we have left and right there, so it's spread out that image there. And now we're going to go into Image, Distort, and if you don't have all the options here, you just click on the Show All Menu Items. We're going to go into Ocean Ripple here. And in Ocean Ripple, we're going to make sure that we are on ripple size 9, which is the default, and the ripple magnitude of 1, which is not the default. So make sure to change that to 1. We're going to go ahead and click OK. And depending on the image, that should be okay. If not, we're going to go into Filter and Ocean Ripple again, just to apply that again. And you can just keep on doing that to make the image more and more fuzzy. So we're just going to add it one more time here. There we are. So it's pretty fuzzy now here on the Ocean Ripple. And as a last step here, we're just going to make sure to have the image just sort of fade away here to a nice a blue color, so that the reflection isn't exactly perfect. It just kind of fades away that reflection. The way we do that is we add a new layer, bring it even in between the layers here, or just make sure that it's below the reflected water here. And now we're going to make a selection of our reflection. So we do that by pressing Control. You can see the hand icon changing that. Click, and we'll have that selection. And now we'll just fill that in with a nice blue color here. This is the sort of like this blue that I've selected. You can see the settings here. It's 193, 40, and 71, somewhere around here. So it's like this type of blue here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but something along those lines. And we're going to fill that in with Alt and Backspace, since that is my foreground color. Alt and Backspace, so you can see it's filled in here. Now I'm going to deselect that, go into our reflected layer, and add a layer mask. So what we're going to do now is just fade that in into that blue very, very slightly. So we're going to go with our gradient tool, and making sure that we are on whites to black. We're going to click and then drag, but drag it out well outside the image. And you can see you're just doing a very faint, you're just very faintly removing the image here and showing through that blue. So there you are. You have sort of like a water reflection with it kind of fading away into a blue, which makes it seem like it's actually water. If you enjoyed this video, show your support by subscribing, rating, and adding it to favorites. Leave comments on our website and we'll create even more videos that interest you.